All right. Story time, friends. Happy Valentine's Day. There is so much love going around. It just makes my heart happy. Are you guys ready to stand up and get started with some story time? All right. Here we go. Up, down, turn around. Touch the sky and touch the ground. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Wiggle your shoulders and say hello. Hello, friends. I am so glad you're here to celebrate with me today. And you know what I love? I love animals. Do you guys like animals? All right. And do you know when animals wake up, they're just like us. And they like to say hello. Cows wake up in the morning, they always say hello. When cows wake up in the morning, they always say hello. And what do they say? And that is what they say. All right, what's another animal we could do? Sheep. Okay, I heard horse and sheep. So we'll do a horse and then we'll do a sheep. You ready? When a horse wakes up in the morning, it always says hello. When a horse wakes up in the morning, it always says hello. And what does it say? Yay! And that is what it says. All right, ready for a sheep? When a sheep wakes up in the morning, it always says hello. When a sheep wakes up in the morning, it always says hello. And what does it say? That is what it says. How about a frog? So you guys gonna do a frog? What's a frog say? Oh, we'll do that one next. When a frog wakes up in the morning, he always says hello. When a frog wakes up in the morning, he always says hello. And what does he say? All right, last one, we're gonna do a donkey. What's a donkey say, guys? When a donkey wakes up in the morning, he always says hello. When a donkey wakes up in the morning, he always says hello. And what does he say? Hee-haw. Hee-haw. And that is what he says. Yay! You guys are good at making those noises. So today is Valentine's Day, and we talked about animals and about love. So our first story is about an animal, kind of an animal. He's a slug, and he just wants a hug from his mama. But his mama will not hug him, and he doesn't understand why. All right, Slug Needs a Hug by Jan Willis. Once upon a time, there was a little slimy, spotty, shiny, whiny slug. He was wet and weedy, very, very needy, and always greedy for a hug. His mommy didn't hug him, and it began to bug him. And he wondered, why, oh why? Is she never snuggly because I'm so ugly? Said Sluggy with a soggy little sigh. Aww. He spoke to other creatures with very different features and asked them what he ought to do to make himself more huggable, less slithery and sluggable. For sadly, Sluggy didn't have a clue. Perhaps if you were furrier and fluffier and purrier, said Kitten, then your mom would hug you tight. So Slug put a woolly hat on with a picture of a cat on and a furry jacket, just in case she might. You look funny, honey. If you want a hug from mommy, said Bird, you need some feathers and a beak. Piglet roared with laughter. If it's hugs the slug is after, he needs trotters and a tail and a squeak. With Trotter's tail and coat and beak and feathers, Slug met Goat, who told him that he looked a little weird. If you want a hug, my friend, you need horns stuck on the end. And get yourself a handsome goatee beard. Slug did as Goat suggested, and he sensibly invested in some horns and a mustache made out of string. Moth looked aghast and muttered, and he whispered as he fluttered, Slug, you need some wings, you silly little thing. Slug made himself a pair. He couldn't fly into the air. His wings were scarlet petals from a rose. Although he smelled delightful, Fox declared that he looked frightful, and he'd never get a hug without a nose. Should I lose the beak, thought Slug, if I really want a hug? Would Mommy love me more with just a snout? There was very little space to wear them both upon his face, but Sluggy did, in case of any doubt. Slug gazed into the world at his astonishing new look and barely recognized his own reflection. If she doesn't hug you now, then she never will, said Cow, as she gave the Slug a head-to-tail inspection. Hoping Cow was right, Slug trudged slowly home that night to show his mom his fabulous disguise. But after all he'd done, she didn't recognize her son. Mother, it's me, said Slug. Surprise! But I love you as you are. You're the sweetest slug by far, said Mom. You have been greatly missed. You're beautiful and charming, and if I could, I'd hug you, darling. But alas, she had no arms, and so they kissed. That silly Slug. So his mom wasn't hugging him because he was ugly. She didn't hug him because she had no arms. Isn't that a silly story? Hey, do you guys like to give hugs? Yeah? All right. And do you have a heart? Can you show me where's your hand? Oh, good job. I have a little heart. It goes boom, 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 boom. And it keeps right on beating, even when I jump. Can you guys jump with me? All right, it keeps on beating, even when I jump. Oh, you got it? All right. So, our heart, it keeps on thumping, even when we're jumping. And it feels all good inside. When I look at you, it makes me want to give you a hug or two. Can you guys give yourselves a hug? Oh. Can you guys give your grown-ups a hug? Can you give your grown-ups a hug? Oh, good job. That is so sweet. Now, I have some hearts for us to look at. All right, I want you guys to help me count. Because hearts, after all, are the shape of love. All right, how many hearts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, and I'm going to put some letters that spell the word heart up here. And I'm going to get you guys to help me know what these letters are. My first letter is Heidi. Hey, letter. Where are you? Oh, here he is. Here he is. Here he is. Okay. We've got the letter H. You're right. And the letter E. You're right. And we've got the letter A. And you guys are so smart. And the letter R. And the letter C. All right. I know a shape and it means love and heart is its name. Oh, H-E-A-R-T, 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 and heart is its name. Oh. All right, now we're going to take one letter away and we're only going to clap for that letter. And it's the letter H. All right. I know a shape and it means love and heart is its name. Oh, E-A-R-T, 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 and heart is its name. Oh. All right, what letter am I taking away? E. All right, ready? I know a shape and it means love and heart is its name. Oh, A-R-T, 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 and heart is its name. Oh, what letter am I taking away? A. I know a shape and it means love and heart is its name. R-T, R-T, R-T and heart is its name. All right, this is the one I struggle with, guys. You're going to have to keep it straight. What letter are we moving? All right, I clap too many times. I get clap happy. All right, I know a shape and it means love and heart is its name. T, T and heart is its name. All right, we're going to do one last one. T, you're right. I know a shape and it means love and heart is its name. All right, let's see one more time with the letters and the clapping. Ready? I know a shape and it means love and heart is its name. Do some skidamaring action because you guys were really good at this last week. Can I see some stickers hands? Skidamaring, getting, skidamaring, getting. I love you. Skidamaring, getting, skidamaring, getting. I love you. I love you in the morning and in the afternoon. I love you in the evening and underneath the moon. Skidamaring, getting, skidamaring, getting. I love you. Oh, I love you guys. And I think that you all are very special. And I have a story about some hot air balloons and who you were made to be. And this is by Joanna Gaines. You know, hot air balloons are special because they're all very different, but they're all beautiful, just like us. Today is the day for the ride of our lives, when a confetti of color will fill up the sky. Plenty of pink, a bounty of blue, and orange, green, and yellow too. We all play a part, both me and you, as we build our very own hot air balloons. We'll gather supplies and make them our own, and prepare to take flight into the great unknown. It doesn't take us long to see that we all work so very differently. Some of us work alone, some of us work side by side, some of us are quiet and like to think things through, and others prefer to chit-chat about all we have to do. Some of us think through every possibility before we jump in, and some of us know what we like before we begin. Sometimes we're scientific and rely on our smarts, and sometimes we're creative and we lean into the arts. Some of us are resourceful. We like to work with whatever's on hand, and some of us are extravagant. We like to go big whenever we can. Some of us are teachers and share what we know, but all of us are learners, and together is how we grow. So by now you can probably see how we all work so very differently. We've done our very best, and now it's time to fly. See how beautiful it can be when our differences share the same sky? See, all the different hot air balloons are all different, but they're beautiful. We may not look or work or think the same, but we all have an important part to play. All of us can be kind, compassionate, and gracious. All of us can be helpful, considerate, and courageous. So remember who you are. This is your life to live. Don't ever hold back. You have so much to give. You're one of a kind, and it's so clear to see. The world needs who you and you were made to be. So we may be different, but we work together beautifully. All right, can you guys help me play pretend? I want to pretend like we see some hot air balloons up in the sky. Okay, what colors do you see up here? Blue, green, and there's a blue one over there. Oh, green one. Oh, a red one. Oh, balloons in the air, lots of colors we see there. Red and yellow, green and blue. Can you see the colors too? Pretty balloons in the air, lots of colors we see there. And do you guys know that those balloons are beautiful to look at? Did you know what makes them go way up high in the sky? It's air. Air makes them go way up high in the sky because guess what? When air gets really hot, it goes up. What do you guys do when you're hot? When you're hot, oh, I'm so hot. Oh, and you spread out really far. Air does the same thing. It spreads out really far. It doesn't want anything else touching it. And it gets really light, and it goes up, up, up into the sky. But when air gets cold, what do you guys do when you get cold? You shiver, you get really small, and do you snuggle up with somebody you love? Maybe you're grown up, you snuggle with them, and you get warm. Air does that. Air gets cold, and it shrinks up, and it gets really close together. And it gets really heavy, and it sinks down to the ground. All right, I'm going to show you guys how this works, okay? Do I have some hot water? Oh, I've got some hot water. Miss Mackenzie, my lovely assistant. Everybody give her a round of applause. And it's all right, Miss Mackenzie, can you pour me some hot water right in here into this bowl? Yeah. Awesome. She's got some hot water. See the steam? Woo. All right, if you'll pour it about halfway up, yeah, that would be great. And here I've got some ice. Ice makes things what? Oh, yeah. Thank you. That's perfect. All right, I'm going to put some ice into my other bowl to make this water really, really cold. Mr. Eric doesn't know that I'm using his fancy cup this morning. All right, we're going to make that really cold. Now, I have my normal, everyday water bottle here, but there's no water in it. What's in my bottle? Air, just air, nothing else. Now, I put this fancy balloon on top because watch what happens when I put my bottle in the hot water. What's it doing? Oh, my balloon blew up. Look at that. And that's because the hot air moves up, 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 and it's filling up my balloon. But now what's going to happen when I put my bottle into the cold water? It's going to shiver. It's all the air is going to the bottom of my bottle, and my balloon is not blown up anymore. You guys want to see it again? Here we go. Hot water. The air is going up, up, up. And come on. All right, now let's put it in the cold water. And it went down. Wasn't that cool? All right, so I want you guys to do a cheer with me to help us remember what air does. It goes like this. Air, air, it's everywhere. When it moves, it blows my hair. You guys want to do that again? Air, air, it's everywhere. When it moves, it blows my hair. Good job. Now, but when air gets hot, it goes up there. Ready? Air, air, it's everywhere. When it's hot, it goes up there. Right? But when it's cold, it goes down low, right? Air, air, it's everywhere. When it's cold, it goes down low. You guys do that with me again? Air, air, it's everywhere. When it's cold, it goes down low. Good job, guys. So hot air makes the balloons go up, up, up. They have little heating propane tanks in the balloon basket, and they heat it up into the balloon, and the balloon goes up, up, up. That's how a hot air balloon works. It's pretty cool. Hey. Yes, we do. We blow up a balloon. In fact, how would you like to play pretend and blow a balloon up with me? You want to do that, Mr. Witt? All right. Everybody, can you pretend to blow up a balloon? Oh, Oh, you guys got a big balloon? All right, let's throw it into the air. Oh no, wait, it's in the ground, it's in the ground. Uh-oh, and now it went. Oh, that was fun. I love to play with balloons. All right, I have one last story for you guys about a silly raccoon and his balloon adventure. All right, let's see. This silly raccoon and the hot air balloon by Jill Atkins. Okay. Raccoon lived on the edge of the forest. She was happy, but what she really wanted was an adventure. Just then, she heard a baby eagle had fallen from its nest. It was stuck between two branches. Raccoon climbed up the tree and freed the chick. She carefully carried it back to its nest. The enormous mother eagle swooped down. Uh-oh. Raccoon was a little scared, but the great bird bowed her head and said, "Thank you, Raccoon." Well, Raccoon returned to the hollow in her tree. "I wish I could fly like an eagle," she sighed. She closed her eyes and was soon fast asleep, dreaming of faraway places where she could go if she could fly. Suddenly, she was woken by a ring sound. Opening her eyes, she saw a wonderful sight. A hot air balloon flew over the forest and landed in the field. "I'm going to ride in that," exclaimed Raccoon. "I can fly over the treetops and see the chick in the nest. It would be a fantastic adventure." She scampered to the field. There was no one in the basket, so she climbed in. She nibbled through the rope with her sharp teeth. Uh-oh, what are the people in the background saying? "Wait! That's our basket!" Up shot the hot air balloon. "Whee! I'm flying! This is the beginning of my great adventure." The balloon kept going up and up. It flew by the eagle's nest. Raccoon waved to the chick. The mother eagle watched the balloon fly by. Far below, Raccoon saw rivers and forests and fields. "Oh, this is such an exciting adventure." After a while, Raccoon began to feel hungry. "It's time to go down for my lunch," she thought. She pushed a button, but the hot air balloon wouldn't go down. She pulled a cord, and there was a roar as a flame whooshed out, and it made the balloon go higher. That hot air made that balloon go higher. "Help! I can't get down!" she shouted. She kept shouting, but the ground got further and further away. At that moment, she heard a swoosh of wings. The mother eagle landed on the basket. "I'll help you," she said, and away she flew. When she came back, she was carrying a large stone in her talons. She dropped it in the basket, and she flew off, leaving Raccoon alone again. Suddenly, birds of many different sizes and colors came from all over the forest, following the mother eagle. They all dropped stones in the basket. Slowly, the basket began to go down and down until Raccoon could see her own tree again. Eventually, the balloon landed with a boom. "Thank you," called Raccoon. "That was a fantastic adventure, but I'm glad to be home." But all at once, she heard a chugging sound. "Hey, I'm going in that," exclaimed Raccoon. "I think it's time for another adventure." That's silly, Raccoon. Oh, guys, I'm so happy that you came to see me on Valentine's Day. I have loved spending this time with you. I do have a very special Valentine's treat for all of you, so be sure to come up and see me when we're done. I love having you guys here at story time. All right, but before we go, let's practice some goodbye kisses, okay? So if we were dogs, how would we kiss goodbye? Yeah, that's how we would do it. What about rabbits? Like rabbit kisses. How does a grandma kiss goodbye? Good kiss, good pinch your cheeks. Yeah. What about a goldfish? How about a movie star? Very good. All right, guys, let's stand up. Up, down, turn around, touch the sky and touch the ground. Pat your belly, blink your eyes, blow a kiss, and say